Hello everyone, it's Graham from Lakeside, and I woke up this morning and I thought I know what I want to do today, and that was to finalise the track. Now yesterday I concentrated on taking up all the track, which included the old track, which was here, which was, as you can see from the lighter colour. So all the points, all the track work, all the ballast is now gone, as you can see. I also took up all the ballast around there where the signal box was positioned originally, if you remember. So the track came up, this track that came up along with the ballast. I cleaned it all up and relayed new track, like I've been saying, so that it's a different approach and comes in straight into the platform. So all this track was taken up right the way up to just there where you can see the join, and I wanted to join it just on the curve. I know you shouldn't, but I was very careful when I joined it that I wasn't going to get any straights, like a foot in a bit type thing, and that worked out absolutely fine. So I've got new track from there running right the way through on number 1 platform now. So that's 1, 2 and 3 taken care of. I won't have to, as far as I know, I won't have to relay any of this track. It's just a case of redoing the platforms. So my track work is now complete. So with that in mind, today I thought, right, I'm actually going to finalise it, level it all off and just pin it down, just in a few places. I'm not pinning my track down very much these days. It's just really more of a holding thing until the ballast goes down, because that actually holds it quite well once it's set. So I took an age to get all this straight, and it's worked out really well. It's now about 6 o'clock in the evening and I've been doing this all day. I didn't rush it. I wanted to spend a good day getting this right, and it's gone down a treat. Absolutely fantastic it is. I'm so pleased with it. So what I've done, I've put in a point here. There was a point here, but it was the old Insulfrog point. I put in one of the Electrofrog points, which was over there originally. So I put this in here as the spur for anything which I do here, and I'm thinking that I still want to have this TMD, but now I can have it parallel rather than at an angle. That may not be the position, it may be further forward that way or further forward this way, but I think I'm going to have it round about here. I looked at my stock and I actually have more diesels than I do steamers now, so I think it only appropriate that I have some form of TMD here with fueling points, etc., feeding into it, a washing bay perhaps, something like that. And I think along here will be the ideal opportunity. I can also then feed in from here back up to this track here, which I want to keep. It's just for the cattle yard there. So I can do that at this time when I start laying this out. That little piece of track there is just a sacrificial piece of track which I've put in for now, just so that I can know that I'm getting the points working right just here. So I've put it in, I've put the wiring down. I just need to fit a point motor, and that will take, I don't know, half an hour to do that, if that. It's all there ready to do, to connect up. So that's that. I say it runs a dream. Over here for the museum, what I've done is that I've been just messing about really, just looking at how I want things going. Now I've put a gate there because it seemed a bit hard for some reason to explain that it was going to be divided off from the main layout. This section here is going to be divided off with some form of gate and fencing. So what I've done, for some reason people didn't get it, so I've put a gate there to show you what I mean. So it's at an angle, it will be hinged from that side, so it would, in effect, if it was in use, swing that way, away from the main line. But it's not in use, it's never going to be used, it's more of a barrier than anything else. And so the fence will come along here to divide this track physically from the main line, and then it will run along parallel to that track, which will be the division for the car park. I've now wired this track up here so that it's live up to, I can't see it there, oh there it is there, there's a join just there, which I've put insulated rail joiners on, so there's no power going to this part for the loco, which would be sitting there. Also, quite a few commented on about other rolling stock to go along here, and I have said on several occasions that this will change from time to time, yeah, I will just ring the changes. Somebody did say about putting some old trucks on there, and I thought, yeah, that's quite a nice idea, I like that, but not probably for the reason he was thinking of. For me, it was just that it lowered the aspect of, rather than having a coach, so that people can see, or when I video, you can see more detail of the platform itself and what's going on. And what I've done, I've taken the Neng couplings off, so that it's all buffered up now, close coupled, and just pushed the coach separately away, so there is a division between the two, and very much tongue-in-cheek and just really a bit of a laugh, I've put a burger van at the end, in competition with the buffet coach. It really is just very much tongue-in-cheek. It's whether it should stay on, I don't care. I've got it there, and it's been there for absolutely yonks. Not on the platform, but in that position. So I thought, no, sod it, I'll put it on the platform. And so that's where it is at the moment. Again, it may change, but that's where it's at the moment. No doubt the young lads there are making their way to the burger van rather than the buffet coach. They haven't got enough pocket money to go on the buffet coach, but they certainly can get a burger. I know that's what I would do anyway. So the track here will be, as I said before, it'll be run down, there'll be weeds and grass growing up, it'll be running, you know, quite disused, obviously. Rusty rails where it hasn't been used. The gate with a signage on, saying no entry or whatever, please keep the gate shut, that sort of thing, plus the fencing, and then I think that's job done. I don't think I need to do anything more on that apart from the weathering, and I think we're there then. So that takes care of the museum at long last. Hurrah, I hear you cry. So hopefully you won't get much more from the museum. Oh, there is a kiosk, well not a kiosk, but I'm going to put some railings up, don't forget, which I've said, and there won't be a booth or actually nothing like that. It'll be just a bloke standing there taking tickets to get into the museum, and of course signage to go up saying Lakeside Museum or whatever I decide to call it. So that's the shop down there, which I think is looking nice. I'm pleased with that, something different. So that's that area, but the important thing really is the track, because now I've sorted it out. I've had a good running session to myself here, just checking that everything is clear, doesn't bash into any of the platform, going around curves, and it's all clear. It's absolutely fine. Very pleased with it. Very pleased with it. Now obviously I haven't had time to check every single loco, but I've checked quite a few and they're all okay. I don't seem to have any problems with them. Obviously the smaller 060s going around, they're a bit limited in what they can do, but of course they are limited anyway. I wouldn't expect them to be trundling around with half a dozen coaches on the main line, for instance. Although they work perfectly fine, but obviously now I'm going to be quite pedantic on what trains come into what platforms, because I know that, for instance, the Cock of the North would no way would it negotiate that curve just here, that one. It'll do this one, but there's no way on God's earth it will get around that curve there. So there's no point in bringing it in on number 1 platform. And why should it really, to be honest? It's an express steam train. You wouldn't expect it to come on a little local line. So it's things like that which I'm just kind of sorting out in my head, that I've got to be practical in that I can't expect every single loco I've got to go on every single part of the track. It's not going to happen. I haven't got the room to have lovely big curves and lovely long straights. I bought my Virgin HST out because that's the longest HST I've got, and it just about fits on this platform. To there. Now normally she would run in on number 4 platform, this one here. That's where she would normally run, so I wouldn't really expect her to stop on number 3 platform, but I've just left it there just to give you an idea of the length of the platform on number 3. Obviously number 4 goes right the way down to the end and right the way up to there. So sorry, to there. So she'll easily fit the, well, I know she fits on that track, but that's the only reason why it's there. So let's get a few trains running, and I won't talk over them, so I'll get told off. So I'll get all 3 running, and what I will do, I will bring the class 350, this one, I'll bring that, take it around a couple of times, and then bring it in onto number 1 platform up to here, and then I can have the 108 go out, and then she can come in on number 2 platform. So this is all stuff which is so basic, but I've never been able to do it. It's always gone wrong. It was always derailing or stopping, and it's such a basic thing, and it's so nice now to actually be able to do this sort of thing and not have problems. So I'll shut up and let's get some of these trains running. So let's get the HST running first. Okay, so now the class 50 at 350 has now come into platform 1. So now what I can do is I can take out the, let's change my controls here. I can take out the class 108 and bring her into platform 2. I say all basic stuff and something really which should be done, but I selected the wrong logo, bear with me. Right, there we go. But it's not really until now that I've been able to do it. And hopefully if I've set all the points right, and she can go round. And coming on platform 2. Bish bosh. Now all this has been taken in one shot, this video. I haven't had any problems, no derailing, no stuttering, nothing. So that's absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. That's given me a lot of scope now. So I know it sounds silly really, but let's bring the 350 up level to here. Because what I can do now is take the 108 round again. Let's change the points. So now I can take her round and then I can bring her back in on platform 1 behind the 350. There we go. Okay, I'll call it a day there. What I will do is sometime later this week I will do a proper running session. Now I've got the track up and running again. I want to do it anyway because I still want to make sure that this track is behaving itself. It has done up till now, but before I go ahead and do anything else, I just want to make 100% sure that this track, because this is the third time I have taken this track up. There ain't going to be a fourth time. This is it. So before I do anything else, I want to make sure it's 100% as how I want it, and then I can, in the process of doing that, I can paint the sides of the platforms and get those weathered, and then I can screw them down and then do the ballasting. So that's the next stage. So I will do a running session later on during the week, and you, primarily for me, but you will see it as well. Okay people, not too much about the museum, thank goodness, so it's more to do with this really. Okay, take care, and hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you again later during the week. So bye for now. Bye.